Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's update. I didn't make one last week because just a whole lot's not changing. Would have been the same as the week before, so figured this week I would start inside and show you what I've been doing with some of my harvests. As you know, I got a ton of hot peppers. You can see from here. And some of them you can tell they get mold on the inside and kind of get bad from the outside. And I had the lid on this for a while, so the gases and the moisture actually cause some mold, so I'm going to have to rewash all these before I do anything with them. Now this is the same pepper here, and from what I understand, the ancho is the green one, poblano is when it turns red. So got a whole bunch of these. I haven't done a whole lot with them. These are the purple bumblebees. They're pretty good. They're mostly disease resistant, last a long time after you pick them, grow super well, taste good. Highly recommend those. A few red potatoes I haven't used up yet. Some of the bell peppers, they did okay this year, but not great. They do have spots on them on some of them, and not as good as last year, but still better than years past. Some more peppers in there. The Peter pepper, the Jamaican red hot, I believe. Habaneros, chili peppers. No chili peppers in there, but got some in the back. A bunch of beefsteak tomatoes. These have just been sitting around probably for over a week, and I haven't done anything with them. I should be shot for that. These are too good to waste. I should have given them away, but I had planned on canning them, as I did here with all these. Just never got around to it. Lots of soccer for our boy. Haven't had a lot of free time. Now the hot peppers, this is the Scotch bonnet, didn't show any of there. I've been making powder. You know anything about making powder from peppers, that's a ton of peppers. The red is basically the Peter peppers, the Scotch bonnets, and the Jamaican red hot. I really don't separate those. This is my habaneros that I dried. But with the habaneros, I mostly make my hot sauce. People seem to like it, at least they tell me to do, and always want more. So I make big batches and hopefully make more if I have the time. Some more beefsteaks here, more of these Scotch bonnets. I also made some ancho powder. Been using them in my breakfast burritos. And then here's the hot peppers that are drying. Takes a good 24 hours to get these completely dehydrated. But I've probably had 50 to 75 trays at least that I've dehydrated so far. And then next year I thought it would be fun. I saved a bunch of the seeds when I was cutting them up. And most of you know, hot peppers will mix. So I could have an habanero mixed with the Jamaican red hot and just get a brand new pepper. So I thought it might be fun next year to see what these seeds would end up growing. There's always a chance it could stay the way it grew originally. And the only ones that I know for sure are these that are still on the placenta, or whatever you want to call it. I know there's a partially ghost pepper, so definitely grow one or two of those. See, the closest pepper to that was the ancho, and I think some Jamaican red hot. See what I get. So, okay, let's head on outside and see what we got going on out there. Alrighty, and I'm back. It's actually a slight drizzle out here. It's the first rain we've had in about 2 weeks, so if it picks up any heavier, I'll have to pause the video and pick it up later. Here's the hot pepper bed with the 2 volunteer tomato plants. Stopped picking the red ones. I only eat so many. people really, it's hard to give away cherry tomatoes. People just don't want them. Here's the ancho, looking good. They're not getting very big, but you know, I don't need a lot. So they've been doing, they do pretty well. Here's the vine of the purple bumblebee, making its way to the other side. Some habaneros. I need to get out here and pick. Probably picked about 1,000 peppers already. Probably got 1,000 more to pick. Some more habaneros down in there. So many habaneros. They are my favorite pepper. Powder will be interesting. I've never really done that before. There's Scotch bonnets. I love these peppers. They get so thick. A really thick wall. Nice and red. Cool shape. And you get tons of them. Got some heat to it. And some more Peter peppers in here. Like I say, there's a lot of ripe peppers out here right now. Jamaican Red Hot. Now the one pepper I've done absolutely nothing with is the mole pepper. Got plenty of them, just don't know what to do with them. And they do get a lot of this going. I don't know what that is, but the mole pepper gets a lot of that for some reason. This is a different version of the Jamaican Red Hot, so I don't even know that this is a true Jamaican Red Hot, or if a bad pepper seed got into the thing. More of the purple bumblebee. That one's coming to an end, but did very, very well considering the conditions. More Peter peppers. The Peter pepper plant that took forever to put peppers on, but finally did. Quite pleased with how this area did for hot peppers. Most other things don't grow very well. Another ancho pepper. It's a nice bell pepper down there. Kind of surprised I got one. That one started way late. The rest of the bell peppers here. Been getting some peppers off of here, not a lot. And they've actually been kind of diseased, so I would say I had at best an average pepper year. There's a nice one back there. Nice one and a bad one. I don't know what all that is. It rings on it. Does not look good. Got some orange ones back in here. Hopefully those are doing well. I think I had orange and yellow. Those are the two colors I got this year. There's another hot pepper plant. Looks like a Jamaican Red Hot. And then there's some habaneros. The raspberries are clearly healthy. Got some nice ones. Some really nice ones. Yeah, I'm happy with those. Another habanero plant. Obviously didn't get many because it's covered by the raspberries. This mole plant ended up making a whole lot more than I expected. I guess it's basically a weed bed. And it did pretty good. My asparagus, it's clearly done for the year. Really need that cleared out someday. Okay, a little part I like to call Florida, the way it juts out from the rest of the house. Good place, Florida. Need to live there someday. Still having a ton of these weeds. Don't know what they are. I spent an hour picking them one day and barely made a dent. Got the green onions. There and there. The radishes. Oh, look at that. Some kind of bug. Let me see it there or not. Oh, it's gone. Radishes didn't really bulb up, but it's been so dry, so hot. Doesn't surprise me. I need to get more planted, but at least the rabbit likes it. Okay, I got all these ghost peppers. Those just get dried. I don't know what else you're supposed to do with ghost peppers. I could sell them on Marketplace. Probably my biggest hesitation is some of my peppers get mold in them. I'd hate for somebody to buy a pepper and then it has mold in it. Down here is where the green onion had volunteered. And if I would just clean this out, I'd have some nice green onions. So that might be on the agenda. Looks like an habanero plant. Haven't gotten anything off that one yet. Bell pepper that just did awful. Honestly, I'll probably just rip that one out. Some Peter peppers here. Some of them are starting to ripen. Not a ton of them, but they'll get there. Still got plenty of time. Another bell pepper plant that fizzled out. Cayenne pepper plant. Never got big, so I didn't get many peppers from there. The ancho plant back there, now turning into poblanos. Jamaican Red Hot. And these 3 Scotch bonnets. I could have stocked a store with how many of these that grew. They just grow like crazy. They did nothing special. Put the plant in the ground, kept up with the weeding, the watering. I don't use any chemicals or any fertilizer or anything. And then the hot peppers just grow and grow and grow. I did lose about 10% of my peppers this year to mold on the inside, which I just don't understand how that happens, but it happens. Here's a sweet potato vine. This thing did very well. Obviously, I have no idea what the potatoes look like. And nothing bothered until one day, I'm assuming the deer came through and had themselves a snack. Could have been the rabbits too, not sure. There's another wasted bell pepper plant that just didn't cut the mustard. See if I can get anything useful off of that. Peter pepper plant. This spot had like 5 different pepper plants growing all together. The Jamaican Red Hot actually picked some of those and actually picked some of these habaneros the other day, so there's not a ton of ripe ones on there. And this bell pepper plant that did nothing. This bell pepper plant that might as well have done nothing. Not really sure what's going on there. Don't need any more of this. That's the seeds. Don't need that. Looks like the cucamelon's gone from over here. I think I picked it when I was picking weeds. You still got the cherry tomato jungle going rather nicely. Like I said, I'm not hardly picking any of them. Look at all those red ones there. They're so nice. I should get out here and pick them. Bell pepper plant never did anything. The cucumber plant, not sure if you remember that, but it died without doing anything. It's my second planting of cucumbers. I got nothing. Still have a couple carrots back there. What I've picked so far this year has been pathetic to say the least. Tomatoes you can see down there. Tomatoes there. And the raspberries. Got plenty of raspberries from here. They're pretty much done for. The kale. The rabbit's the only one that's eaten the kale this year, but certainly enjoys it. Saved on buying him food at least. A couple habanero plants. I just picked a bunch yesterday, so there's not a whole lot left on it, but for that spot and just throwing it in last minute. Couldn't be happier. These plants that just come up on their own, I didn't really get a lot off of them. They're an eyesore. Just need to get rid of them all next year and not let them come back. 4 pumpkins. Should bring them inside where it's cooler, but even then I don't think they'd make it till Halloween, which is a real shame. Those would be nice to have. I got white pumpkin here I picked the other day. Doing pretty well. That one should make it. Got my eggplant will be overwintering. The eggplant somehow did get pollinated, which is just curious, since this thing only ever had one flower. So I don't know what pollinated it. I don't know if you can see the eggplant there. Won't be edible. Oh, look at that little guy. Yeah, it's like a ladybug mated with a cucumber beetle. Do you keep it or not? Is it a good ladybug or a bad cucumber beetle? That thing's crazy looking. Swiss chard, the basil. Basil has gone to seed. Just one of them though. Okay. Lemon tree still going strong. Got my habaneros, which you guys didn't see any in there because I take them all and I dice them up and I freeze them and put them in my breakfast burritos. The cucamelons, while I still have some, it's definitely slowing down. You can see a whole bunch of them there and there back. This ancho pepper plant has got a bunch of peppers. They're not getting big anymore. I haven't been picking them. I need to get here and pick more, clearly. A little random cucamelon growing in there. The vines show up everywhere. This was my most productive ghost pepper plant. Got a whole bunch more that came on. Picked a whole bunch. Couldn't be happier with that. It looks like this branch must have broken off. Huh. It was dying. I don't know if anybody notices what's missing here. Pumpkin patch is now gone. It just died, so I took the lawnmower and went over it. This Jamaican Red Hot. I do have one pumpkin left back here I need to pick. And I mean, look at all those weeds. I told you there's a ton of them. There's another one back there I need to pick. And that's probably going to be it for the pumpkins this year. Got a ton of them, just I don't think any will last until Halloween. These 2 pepper plants, 2 bell pepper plants did nothing. My second planting of zucchini, that's what I got. That's it. So second plantings is not my thing. The green beans have this issue going on with it. Looks like something snacked on the end of that tomato plant. But I did get a bunch of, did get some beans. Again, mostly goes to the rabbit. We did have it for dinner one night. They were okay. A couple jalapeno plants here. Still got some jalapenos, just enough that we need, and I'll come out and pick them and dice them and save them for the winter. Starting to get rid of these pumpkin plants too. The only one that's left, once I pick this one, these will be done. Wait a second. Another little guy there. So once those 2 are done, I'll get rid of them. I don't think there's anything in any of these. In this one. Yeah, this one's just a big vine, so I'll get rid of that next time I cut the grass. This bell pepper plant, I don't know. Gotten nothing off of it yet. Who knows if those will make it or not. But there's no work on my end, so if it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. We got Swiss chard out here in the pot. Got a bunch of 3 butternut squash just popping up here, so I'll let them go. I've already harvested like 11 or 12 of them. And here's a couple more here that are getting close to being ready to pick if they aren't already. My protection to the garden is just completely shot at this point. I might have to patch that up because I weeded in here. This is where I picked all those weeds. Took out a tomato plant. You see a big opening over there. So I might try to put some spinach, some lettuce, just whatever. Some greens that grow super fast, bok choy, out here to see what happens. A cherry tomato plant. Made tons of tomatoes. I just stopped picking them. Can only eat so many. This big old beefsteak plant's still going. Not a lot of tomatoes anymore. It's going to be cool all week, so I wouldn't be surprised if this plant was done. But got a lot of tomatoes off of it. The determinants, I am surprised, still have tomatoes on them. I have harvested a bunch already. Nice. They did tend to crack a lot up here, which is really disappointing. But not all of them. So this is my best year. Swiss chard did great this year. Still eating off of it. I have noticed that this one kind of died, but I didn't know if it was because of the lack of water. And I'll dice up the stalks at least and freeze them. This one's still doing good. One of them, I believe, I thought it had a bunch of little brown spots on it. Maybe not. But, that's this with lettuce. Be in heaven. Bok choy. Ate a few of them. Not enough, and it's already going to seed. Not all of them, so there's still some in there I can eat. And it turns out the rabbit also likes bok choy. But oh goodness, I don't know if something's eating the leaf flowers or if they're falling off. Hopefully they're just falling off. I'd love to have some volunteer ones. There's the beets back there. None of them bulbed up. I never thinned them out. That might be why. Lack of water. Like I said, it hasn't rained for 2 weeks. So, anyway, I think that's it for this week. Sorry, this might have been a little longer than usual. Maybe not, but I do want to get out here. First, get a bunch of those weeds out of here. Then get some of the greens planted. Take advantage of this space while I can. I'm actually thinking this winter is... Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my camera. Digging trenches and just burying my compost, my veggie scraps, my fruit scraps, eggshells directly into the dirt, covering them up, and then just piling all kinds of leaves and branches and grass clippings and everything else on here just to try to get some nutrients in the ground. And as you all know, last year I planted about 24 walleye carcasses, and honestly the tomato plant that grew closest to them did amazing. So no fish carcasses this year, but that definitely was an experiment that worked. So anyway, thanks for stopping by this week, and if anybody would like to like or comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, any advice, always open to that. And I will see everyone next time.